good on you, boys and girls? You know how much I love you, how much I appreciate you. Heart bubbles to all of you. Do me a favor, share the show, text it out to a friend, share it to your social media. All applies, all means a lot to me. If you've not already done so, hit that subscribe button. You know, I always end the show with enjoy the process. So I say enjoy your life and enjoy the process. Today I want to expand on that a little bit. Not only enjoying the process, because I think that's very important. A lot of times, like, we set goals, and I know I'm guilty of this, and whatever our goal is, sometimes our goal is way out here, and here we are here now, and we got to get all the way to here, and for some reason, we can't be happy until we get here. What I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to preach and teach also to myself, see this space in between? When you come up with the goal, and when the goal is achieved, the space in between, where my head is, enjoy that time too. Enjoy the process. That's something that's very important. Today's episode is going to be about trusting the process, though. So here's what I mean. I'm sure this has happened to just about everybody. I know it's happened to me several times. I'm thinking of like one in particular, again, many times, many examples, but there's one in my head. It's a little personal, so I won't share it, but like, where I was dead set on something. My life, it mapped out that I was going to take this approach to something, and this was going to work out this way, and this was going to be my life, and I was looking like 80 years into the future, and this is how my life was going to go. And it didn't. It fell apart on me. Like I said, it's a little personal, but the details of it are not important. The moral and the lesson is what's important. So it fell apart. Here's what I mean by that. That was one of the best things that's ever happened to me. At that time, no way. It was one of those situations where I never would have believed things would have worked out. I was crushed, like, bad, and I thought my life was over. I thought my life was ruined because this certain thing took place, and my whole life was going in this direction, and then one day, no, it's not. Everything you thought you knew is changing. And I'm like, I had to start over, and I had to, but I'm telling you, had that have happened, factually, I can say this, it would have turned out so much worse for me if I would have went that route. Things have gone the way that I thought they were going to go. So thank God those things fell apart. Quite literally, thank God. And by the way, I like my life now. So what I was thinking was this, and this was my only way to happiness, I found a different path, and I found more happiness. So I want you to understand that sometimes things aren't always going to go the way we want them to. And sometimes it's a sign. It could be from God. It could be God truly saying, listen, I know you want this. I know you want to go this way. I'm doing you a favor. I'm doing you a solid. That's what God did in my life. Now, at the time, like I said, when I was going through it, I did not feel that way. You could not have convinced me that things were going to turn out okay. To me, at that time, there was no path to like where I am now. My life was over. Now my life is better. Had I went there, it would have got even worse. See? So think about certain things in your life where you thought they were going to go some way. They ended up not going that way, but didn't they, for the most part, turn out better? And this might not be true in every single example. Maybe sometimes there's going to be things you did miss out on. And had they gone a certain way, maybe things in your mind would have been better. But kind of take a look. Like, maybe you don't even know God's plan all the time. Like, think about it. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but believe me, this is all leading to a very specific lesson. Like, you don't know, like, let's say you were going down this path and things were going in your head, everything was going to be beautiful in my life. You could have kept going down that path, metaphorically speaking, and who knows, 2 days later, 2 weeks later, you could have been hit by a car and killed. You could have been in a traffic accident. So many things could have happened that maybe you were pulled out of that for a very specific reason. And maybe not. Again, I like to be fair. you know, but we have to overcome. We can't just keep living on what if I would have, you know, things would have worked out that way and like I wanted them to, but they didn't. They didn't. It's time to move on. And I can tell you too, like trusting the process. Like I started the show and I met so many great people. And like someone I adore is Velma Hagar. I love Velma Hagar. And had I not started the show, I never would have met Velma. So trusting the process, like trusting a process of like meeting some very good friends. I'm going to meet, my family is going to meet Velma. We're making plans on it. I never thought that would happen. Velma's very wise. She has a YouTube channel, and I highly encourage you to go over there and subscribe and check it out. And I also have one of my best friends is Cajun Conservative. He's got shows. Now his name's Isaac, but you know he goes by Cajun Conservative on his shows. And he's a dear friend of mine. I love Isaac. Like we're brothers. And here's the funny thing: I'm kind of in between both of them, age-wise. You know, Velma's older than I am, and Cajun's younger than I am. I'm kind of like in the middle. And so it's kind of funny, like, you know, one of my, someone I adore and truly do adore, she has so much wisdom, you know, is older than I am. And someone I get along with and we connect and we're awesome, and he's younger than I am, but we all connect, you know. So trusting that process of like, I never thought I'd start a show and then meet two, well, when I say two, believe me, there's so many of you out there, the Lisas, like I've reconnected with General Harper, like Cindy, I could go on and on about the people who support me and support the show, and true friends. Like I truly do admire you guys. So trusting the process, trusting your life. But listen, I always say goals and take action and move towards certain things, but understand that sometimes things aren't going to go the way you want them to, and it's okay. Let that kind of fall apart. Take what you can from it. Learn from it. There might be mistakes in there, but there's lessons. Don't think of them as mistakes or failures. Think of them as lessons. Like this didn't work out the way I wanted it to, but what can I learn from it? What can I take away from it? And then go on to your next project. So yes, I do believe in trusting the process, but that doesn't mean just lay on the couch and wait for opportunity to fall in the sky and hit you on the head, because most likely it's not. You have to be actively pursuing something. And sometimes, a lot of times when you're pursuing those things, they may not work out the way you do, but as you're working on something, other paths start to open up. See? So enjoy the process. Yes, enjoy this space in between, but also trust the process. Maybe something didn't work out the way you wanted it to, and there's a lesson behind it. There's a reason behind it. So with that, my friends, I appreciate you. I truly do. Like I said, heart bubbles to all of you. Do me a favor, share the show, text it out to a friend. If you think that something in this message could help somebody, I encourage you highly to send it out. It's free. It'll always be free. Just hit that subscribe button. And I do appreciate your support very much. So as I said, enjoy your life and trust the process. And also, enjoy the process. Thank you.
Daddy, Daddy, you're so awesome. Daddy, Daddy, you're so cool. Yeah!